Hi, this is Kailana with Handmade by Kailana, and today I'm going to be doing a squishy makeover. Today I'm going to be working on two new squishy makeovers. I'm going to take old, damaged, or blank, boring squishies, which is just basically memory foam, cut them up, sculpt some new elements, maybe combine them and create a new character. I love the customization that you can get with working with squishies. They are so much fun and I've been obsessed with them recently. I use fabric paint to paint them so that they can retain their squishiness. I also use non-squishy materials like resin pieces, like this is a little candy resin piece, or I will use mylar flakes or glitter, or even little polymer pieces. Here I have they're slices of polymer clay fruit and some sprinkles. They're so much fun to work with. I was inspired to work on these squishy makeovers by another YouTuber and queen of squishies herself, Mariah Elizabeth. I love her channel. She is so creative and funny and quirky, and I just love her art. And so a lot of the techniques that you'll see me using in this video, I learned from her videos. And so I'll show you a bunch of squishies that I've already made. There is definitely a similarity in this series of squishies, a lot of dessert animal combinations. Here's one of my favorites. This is Sprinkles. It used to be this really ugly dog, and then I made her into this bear ice cream combination. I still think it kind of looks like a dog, but I sculpted this ice cream cone and ice cream cap, and then I used again some of those polymer clay pieces, gave her a cute rainbow sweater. I think she's adorable. Some others that I've made, here's a watermelon bear, a monkey ice cream. This one started out as two different squishies. And here is a dinosaur with a little cute donut. And here is a little cupcake, which is so cute. And I sculpted the strawberry here. And what's great about these techniques is that you can use them on non-squishy materials. My youngest, for her birthday, really wanted a dinosaur mask, but she didn't want just any dinosaur. Like, she didn't want it to be green or brown or just like, you know, something normal. She wanted a Mariah Elizabeth inspired dinosaur mask. So I made her this. It used to be just brown. And I painted it rainbow colors. I added some fur. I used the fabric paint for some whipped cream. Used sprinkles, and as I said, some polymer clay and resin pieces. And then I used some of her old toys to make the ice cream cone and the cherry, and this came out so cute. And then I also made her dinosaur claws. And because it's fabric paint, you can put your hands in it and it still moves without cracking, which is so much fun. So let's see what I come up with today for my two new squishies. For my first squishy, I have this really cute soft squirrel holding an acorn. My idea for her is that she is a cool hipster poetry chick who performs spoken word and likes to hang out in coffee shops. This squishy is by no means perfect. She has a mystery stain on one ear. The other ear is ripped, and so is her neck. My girl Blue, that's her name, needs a little friend to appreciate her poetry. So I found a peanut squishy in my stash, and I'm going to turn her into Blue's acorn friend. I'm pulling out the eye pin from the top. We won't need that anymore. I'm then going to cut the peanut in half. Thankfully, the bottom of the peanut has the perfect shape for my acorn. I'm going to do some body part transplants. I'm taking the legs from one squishy and turning them into the arms of my acorn friend. I have to give all my squishy pieces a nice rub down with sandpaper so that the fabric paint will stick to it. Then I'm going to use some fabric fusion glue to connect the arms of my little acorn, and I'll use a binder clip to hold that together. Then there are some repairs that are needed for Blue. Need to fix that ear and her ripped neck. Then I will be holding that all together with rubber bands so that they can stay together while they dry. My little acorn buddy, who I've named Nettie, needs the rest of her body. So I'm going to take a big chunk of the spare squishy from earlier and start to sculpt the acorn cap. It's going to be a lot of little snips and cuts before I get the right shape. I'm going to continually check it against Nettie's body so I get the proportions right. Nettie just needs a stem for the top of her acorn cap, so I'm cutting another piece of that spare squishy to make that too. Nettie just needs to be glued together and set aside to dry. What kind of hipster chick goes out in public without a cool hat? I'm going to use an egg squishy to create a beanie for Blue in the shape of an acorn cap. I'm going to take this egg squishy, cut it in half, and start the sculpting process. I kind of enjoy sculpting these pieces, even though they take a really long time. I can just zone out and listen to an audiobook, and it's so oddly satisfying when you get the shape that you want and then you smooth it out with like a million little snips. It's kind of fun. I have to glue down Blue's finished beanie to her head. It turned out one side of the egg was not long enough to make her entire beanie, so I had to make it into 2 parts. That's fine though, I'll just cover the seam up with some puffy paint. And while I'm at it, I'm going to cover all cut parts of the squishy with a thick layer of puffy paint. The nice thing about the sculpted parts being the top of the acorn is that it's supposed to be textured and not completely smooth. I'm going to start painting Blue's body in a nice caramel color. It took a while to get the right color. It was either too dark or too yellow, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm working on her outfit now. I wanted it to be an off-the-shoulder blue sweater. She also dyes her tail and hair blue because she's just that kind of chick. On the sweater, tail, and hair, I used a combination of teal, one of my favorite colors, and a sparkle blue. And if sparkle was a color, that would also be one of my favorites. I really want to create some texture on the sweater. I'm doing that by applying short dabs with the puffy paint directly on the squishy, and then going back in with my dotting tool to fix it up. Now for the Starbucks, or should I say Acorn Bucks cup. I painted the acorn white, and then I'm working on that iconic green circle in the middle. While that green paint dries, I'm going to work on Blue's eyes. I've already completed Nettie's face off camera. Some finishing touches on the tail. I want all the blues to transition into each other seamlessly. The sweater just needed one extra thing. I'm adding a line of metallic gold to the bands of the sweater. Now to finish off that Acorn Bucks cup, I'm replacing the mermaid face with an acorn and the mermaid tails with squirrel tails. Blue needs a little makeup, some lashes and blush. I couldn't forget to give Blue a little shine to her eyes. Blue will need a straw to drink her coffee. I tried to sculpt it out of foam, but I just wasn't happy with the way it looked. So I looked around to figure out another option, and the solution was obvious. I took a straw from one of my kids' small juice boxes, and it was the perfect proportion. I just needed to cut it down to size and glue it on. Final touch, Nettie needs a drink too, so she got this resin piece, a blue soda bottle. The only drink container that I had in my charm stash was this soda bottle. The fact that it was blue was just serendipity. So here are Blue and Nettie. I'm really happy with how they came out. I love the texture on the sweater, the mix of teal and dark blue, the coffee cup and straw. I can just imagine little Nettie cheering on her best friend Blue as she does a poetry show. And now for my second squishy. Little Bo Peep and Sweetie the Sheep. I'm starting off with this super soft sheep squishy and a dollop of whipped cream. I'm just going to trim off these seams, and then in order to glue on the whipped cream onto the sheep, one of those ears has to go. Sorry, sweetie. Now for just a little sandpaper bath. Final prep. I need to fill in the hole in the whipped cream with some spare foam. A lot of squishies were sacrificed in the making of this video. I'm going to glue the whipped cream onto the sheep and put some rubber bands to hold it together until it dries. Since the sheep is in relatively good shape and already white, I can start painting. I chose cotton candy colors, baby pink on the bottom and baby blue on top. This sheep is going to be dessert themed. Her coat is going to be made out of cotton candy, and she's going to have sweets tucked in everywhere. She's going to have that big dollop of whipped cream on her head, and she's going to have some hot fudge streaming down. And sprinkles. Don't forget the sprinkles. Now Sweetie needs a friend. A little shepherdess, I think. Little Bo Peep. Emphasis on the little. I chose this bunny because it kind of reminded me of the Peeps marshmallow bunnies, and I thought that would go great with our dessert theme. However, this poor squishy was a victim of one of my kids' experiments in slime. The foam somehow absorbed some of the slime and it became this weird purplish color. I decided to go with it and paint it purple. I wasn't happy with how the colors were looking. They were just too dark, so I painted it over with a metallic white. The blue and pink still come through, but now it has more of a light and airy vibe, which is what I was going for. Now for the fun part, I'm going to add my resin pieces. I cut a slit in the whipped cream so I could have a piece of pink chocolate sticking out. I also added a cute glittery collar that has her name, Sweetie. Now to add bow. I also wasn't happy with the purple color. It just didn't go with my pink and blue theme. So I found this white straw hat charm with a pink ribbon, and I decided that it would be perfect for a shepherdess. Taking inspiration from the ribbon, I turned bow pink. I had a few soft plastic lollipops in various colors. I thought this pink and white one looked most like a shepherdess's staff. It's time to add some candy to Sweetie's coat. I picked a blue gummy bear and blue M&M for one side. a purple gummy bear, and pink cookie for the other side. Little Bo Peep needs a cute face. I chose a chocolate brown instead of black because I think it will match better with the pastel colors and the chocolate syrup that I'll add in later. Bo isn't the best shepherdess in the world. Instead of corralling the sheep, she is riding on Sweetie and snacking on cotton candy and M&Ms and gummy bears. I painted Sweetie's face a soft beige. Then I'm using the same chocolate brown for her facial features and pink blush for her cheeks. Now just a little bit of sparkle for their eyes. Final touch is to add the chocolate syrup onto Sweetie's head with just a bit of sprinkles. Pink, blue, purple, and white will match the best, I think. I'm going to use a toothpick to bring down some of that brown into nice pretty drips. And then I'll use another toothpick to poke in all of the sprinkles so they don't fall out. I'm going to do the same for Bo. I'm really happy with how this squishy came out. I'm glad I painted over those dark colors. I think the lighter metallic colors just are so much nicer with this cotton candy theme. I also am so happy with the resin pieces that I was able to use on Sweetie and Bo. I love the gummy bears, the M&M, the pink chocolate sticking out of the whipped cream, so cute. Overall, I think this came out adorable. I'll see you next Friday for another video. Please like and subscribe. Bye!